Unleash the power of knowledge and connect with the heartbeat of the African diaspora. Download our African Diaspora News Channel app now on Google Play and Apple App Store. Stay informed with authentic and diverse perspectives, breaking news, and cultural insights. Immerse yourself in a community that celebrates unity, resilience, and progress. Experience the vibrancy of the diaspora at your fingertips. Don't miss out. Empower your perspective today. Search African Diaspora News Channel and join the conversation.
Peace, family. My name is Vicky Diller for African Diaspora News Channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to give the broadcast a big thumbs up and share. And of course, we love to hear your comments. And of course, make sure that you connect with our app. Beloved, it's essentially another platform where we have great control and we're able to put all types of content that you may not be able to access on some of these other platforms there. It'll be well worth the time and energy and investment. Thank you so very much, family. I want some of you all may or may not know that I used to do a lot of coverage on Uganda. It's very interesting. Some of the things that the United States and other Western countries have done in private to plot against these countries, which is why, I made it a point to cover some of these private meetings. And when I say private meetings, what I mean is some of these foreign committees that the U.S. congresspersons, or aside from the U.S. Congress, some of these third-party think tanks that have extraordinary influence with government leaders and policy leaders, they're the ones that also have their little meetings as businesses and corporations and companies, and then they turn around and submit all kinds of analysis and white papers and other such things to government leaders and their aides in order to implement new policies that affects the planet, literally the planet. So this is very important to discuss such things. One of the things I discussed quite a bit in times past was the AGOA Act. How many of you all have heard about that? AGOA that stands for the African Growth and Opportunity Act. There were several countries, I believe it's 30-something countries at one particular time that was a part of this basically free trade without any tariffs or very low tariffs and access to the U.S. markets, which end up being a boon to the continent of Africa. And certainly the United States has benefited from that as well. But we were upset with Uganda because we said that they passed harsh LGBT laws, so we cut them economically from a trade agreement that had absolutely nothing to do with that. Now that's crazy. Now, I want you to watch this brief news clip, and hear from what some of the actual Ugandan experts and businesses are saying about this particular issue. Watch this.
The outcome of the U.S. election will have a lasting impact on Agnes Chitumba's business. She lost out when the Biden administration cut off trade relations with Uganda under AGOA in August over an anti-homosexuality law that was deemed harsh and discriminatory. She had been selling her fabrics and crafts to the U.S. market tariff-free for over a decade. Whilst the ban was a hit to her business, there were some silver linings.
The next chapter of life opens to us other opportunities that are open to receive Ugandan products that are made ethically and sustainably, and that are happy to trade with us as well.
But both under the Trump and Biden administrations, U.S. policy has shifted to attempts to boost domestic production and reduce reliance on foreign production. Meanwhile, some experts say Washington has fallen out of touch with Africa and other nations have stepped into the breach.
They have attached trade to values. They've attached trade to political structures. They would want to benefit, they would want to eat their cake and have it. And for me, that is wrong. I think the reason why China has been very successful in Africa is because for them, they understood the African structure. They understood the African value system.
Okay, family, did you hear that? Now, in addition to that brief clip that you saw of the beautiful sister, female owner, where she said at first it was of concern when the U.S. cut off trade ties with her country, and that affected her business after participating in the AGOA Act and benefited from it for 10 years. Well, she said the silver lining, she said, is that opened up other countries to trade with them. See, this is how the United States keeps messing up. Not only that, Jonathan Tabalanga, that's the gentleman that you heard, the international relations lecturer from Cavendish University in Kampala. Notice what he said. Now, right before he said that, of course, the news agency made it clear that the United States is out of touch. But he talked about the fact that the reason why China succeeds is because it basically understands their culture. It understands their value system in Uganda, and they respect that. The brother made clear that the United States is trying to attach its trade businesses to values. It's trying to attach its trade business to political circumstances. And he said that's not right. That's wrong. That's not showing respect for the country. And we love to talk about Russia being somewhere and China being somewhere and taking advantage of these places. No, they know that those countries have stuff that they need. They enter into agreements with them, and they give them more of a fair agreement without going over there and pulling out weapons and secretly instigating and creating and sponsoring terrorist organizations or strategizing and implementing and executing coups. That's why they said that you're out of touch. I know I'm a little passionate and stuff about this, but this is absolutely crazy, which is why I discussed it and I covered it. And I've been discussing such things for quite some time. When the policy was first mentioned and being implemented, yes. It goes on to talk about the fact in this particular piece that I'm reading from now that Uganda is no longer a beneficiary of the African Growth and Opportunity Act, AGOA, that I just mentioned before, after the United States struck the country off at the end of December. The United States also removed 3 other African countries. The decree by President Joe Biden on December 29th, Democrats, will effectively end Kampala's ability to export certain commodities to the U.S. without added tax. It could have serious impact on the Ugandan economy, which has significantly benefited from the program since its establishment in 2000. Not only that, family, which I find is very interesting. Not only that, what's interesting is the expert also said how the AGOA Act restricts certain goods and services that Uganda could even export. So the stuff that we let them bring over here was just a handful of little things. He said, no, we need to be able to export what we create. And you wonder, America, while other countries are welcome with open arms because they give them a greater, fair deal, they show more respect for their country. So of course they're going to give them more access to their people and products. And they themselves are entering into greater agreements to where others also receive more of their products and services and not limit them. And now America is panicking and freaking out because now she feels like that those other countries, adversarial countries to her, has a greater foothold. Well, you got to be right. You got to be right and do what's right. Are y'all hearing me today? My name is Vicki Diller, beloved. I am a spiritual teacher. Signs and wonders follow my work. My students from all over the United States and different parts of the world have talked about how my teachings over time have absolutely transformed them and giving them, watch this, an unfair advantage in every area of their life. If that's you, for a very affordable price, check out my monthly mastermind school. It doesn't matter your religion because my principles are universal principles that I teach. Go to my website at VickiPlanet.com. That's VICKI Planet.com, VickiPlanet.com. And of course, share the broadcast. I can't wait to see you again.